Hey guys, what is up? TheBoyGerald here, and in today's video we will be having a look at two amazing stealth builds I made and wanted to show you guys to fully immerse yourself as the Ghost of Tsushima. But before we are heading into the details, if you haven't already dropped a like, it would be really appreciated, and if you're new to the channel or a returning sub, welcome. To help the channel out and stay up to date on the latest games, builds, walkthroughs and tips and tricks, make sure to subscribe to the channel. This would be really appreciated, and it will help the channel out as I'm aiming to get 250 subs by the end of this year. But yeah, enough of that. Now the reason why you guys are of course here, let's have a look at the amazing stealth builds. So as you guys might know, Ghost of Tsushima offers a lot of flexibility to develop your own playing style by offering a wide array of different charms, outfits, skills, perks and abilities, all with their own unique set of stats. And in the past I already made some awesome samurai and archer builds. Therefore I thought it is about time that I provided you guys with an awesome stealth based build. However, since I found out that there are actually two really fun ways to play stealthy, I made two different stealth builds, both with their own specialties. One is the Dark Ronin stealth build and the other one is the Terror Ghost build. So first let's have a look at the Dark Ronin build. So this build really focuses on stealth by making use of the pampas grass in which you can hide and strike from. This build is also really based on staying on the low ground and move from one patch of grass to the other without being spotted and kill off some enemies in the process. And the key for this build definitely is the ability to kill enemies from these patches of pam grass, and using toxic wind chimes to separate enemies and assassinate them one by one without getting spotted, by making sure that the enemy detection speed is very low through different stats and charms. So now let's have a look at how I managed to make this build and what charms and gear you need to make this one for yourself. First off, the appearance. So for this build you definitely want to get the Ronin attire, which you can get pretty early on in the game from the mission of recruiting the Straw Hats. This outfit decreases the enemy detection speed by 30%, does a massive increase to melee damage, which is important when you get spotted and have to fight some enemies head on, and this outfit will ensure that the enemy will spot you significantly slower when leaving pampas grass. Therefore, this build is also focused on stealth gameplay based on low ground, since that is where you will find the patches of pampas grass to hide in. To top the appearance off, I equipped the Midnight Snarl mask and the Dark Betrayal straw hat, both bought at Baku the Voiceless in New Game Plus mode, to add the finishing touches. And to narrow this build down even further and make it really specific, I chose the following charms. So first up, the charm of HOORI-NO-MIKOTO, which makes sure that you remain hidden when assassinating enemies from tall grass. Then I picked the charm of Toxic Demise, which makes wind chimes poisonous so enemies which pick them up are instantly killed. Then 2 times the charm of Shadows, which adds to the reduction of enemy detection speed by a total of 20%, since each charm reduces detection speed by 10%. Next up is the charm of Silence, which reduces the detection speed by another 15% and increases resolve gains, which come in quite handy when you're seen and have to fight. This allows for more resolve so you can use more special abilities and skills. And at last, the charm of Hidden Sight, which makes sure that enemies will stop hunting you 40% faster. And all these combined make a fun to play with stealth build, which significantly reduces enemy detection speed and detection when hiding in grass. Of course, this build mainly focuses on stealth gameplay on low ground, but it works also perfectly on high ground. It's just that this build focuses on stealth gameplay from the tall grass due to its stats. And then next up, one of my favorite stealth builds, the Terror Ghost build. So this build focuses more on high ground and of course the terror effect of striking from the shadows. Just as with the Dark Ronin build, this build uses wind chimes to lure enemies away and pick them off one by one. Only fun aspect of this build is that when assassinating an enemy and being spotted, the chance is big that 1 or 2 or even all of them will become terrified and will flee the scene out of fear. Of course, as with all the stealth builds, the most fun way to play is not to be seen at all, but just as a backup, the terror effect comes in quite handy when actually being spotted. So how did I make this build? Let's get into it. First up, for the appearance I stick to the same mask and hat as the Dark Ronin build, because it just completes the build. But for the outfit I chose the Ghost armor because of its amazing stats, which are the foundation of this build of course. When fully upgraded, this armor will reduce enemy detection speed by 50%, reduces the number of kills needed to enter ghost stands by 2, which is really powerful when being spotted since you can kill off 3 enemies really fast, and most important for this build, that kills have a 40% chance to terrify a nearby enemy. And then for the charms. I chose the charm of IKAZUCHI-No-KAMI since it ensures that perks and abilities such as the terror perk of the armor are 25% more likely to occur. For the second charm, I chose the charm of Toxic DEMISE as with the Dark Ronin build for the poisonous wind chimes. The third charm is the charm of Fortune since it will increase effects with a percentage chance by 50%, adding more chance to the terror effect of this build. Again, as with the Ronin build, the charm of Silence, the charm of Hidden Sight and the charm of Shadows, which I already explained in the previous build, are chosen. And all these components combined, the charms and the gear, will make an awesome and really powerful stealth build, especially due to the fact that when spotted when killing an enemy, there is a big chance that the same enemy which will spot you will become terrified and run away. So there you have it guys, 2 amazing stealth builds for you to experiment with. I definitely advise you to try out these builds for yourself when you want to approach situations such as farm stats, camps or groups of enemies with a more stealthy approach. It really does add another feel to the game since it is entirely different from a samurai build which focuses on head-first combat. Also definitely let me know in the comments down below what you think of these builds and what more builds would you like to see in the future. You can always hit me up on Twitter with your favorite build and maybe I can even use your build as an inspiration for a next video and of course shout you out. Furthermore, if you liked the video, make sure to of course leave a like. And to stay up to date on all of the Ghost of Tsushima content and content on the channel, make sure to subscribe. My content has a lot of other builds such as archer builds, samurai builds, terror builds and fire builds, so make sure to check them out when interested. Furthermore, it would also be really appreciated since it will help me in my goal of reaching 250 subs by the end of this year. For now, and as always, thank you guys for watching and see you in the next one.